Davis, and today I have a video for you on the Cancer new moon. This is titled Commit to a New You. And so when we look at the charts, you'll understand why I'm saying that. Now, before I get started with the charts, I'd like to tell you about a writer's retreat that's coming up because I know a lot of you are writers. I'm going to take you over to that page and show you really quick what that looks like. Okay, so this is the page that I want to show you. It's called Story Quest, and it's led by Doug Kurtz and Dan Manzanares. And I've been there. I went in 2019, and I plan to go again in 2022. It's being held from January 29th, 2022 to February 5th, 2022. It's a week-long writer's retreat in Nosara, Costa Rica, which is gorgeous. And I can definitely verify that this writer's retreat is absolutely phenomenal. As I said, I did this before in 2019, and I plan to go back in 2022. I'm mentioning this because I know many of you are writers and there are only 4 seats left. So I wanted to make sure that you had the opportunity, if this is something that interests you, to take advantage of it. So check out the link below and see if that's something you would like to do. You better get on it right away though, because I know those 4 seats will go fast. So if you want to do this, do it right away. Okay, now let's go back and look at the charts. Okay, so here we have the Cancer new moon, July 9th, 2021 at 9:17 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're not in Eastern time, then just go ahead and recalculate for your time zone. All right, so what we see here is that the new moon is at 18 degrees of Cancer, 2 minutes. And I'm calling this video Commit to a New You. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, first of all, new moons always indicate something new, but it's opposite Pluto. And that Pluto is really going to affect the flavor of this new moon. So we're going to talk about that. And then we also have a very beautiful conjunction of Venus and Mars, which will become exact a few days after the new moon. So when you're thinking about a new moon, you're always moving into the next 2 weeks between the new moon and the full moon, which is the waxing phase, okay? That's the creation of something new. You want to initiate and create new things during the new moon during that 2 weeks. And then you bring it to fullness at the full moon, and the 2 weeks following that, when the moon is waning, is just the follow-up period where you're just completing things, okay? So this is the phase of the newness, the creation, the initiation, okay? So having that Venus-Mars conjunction a few days after the new moon during that waxing phase, it's really going to give a lot of beautiful energy to whatever it is you're creating or initiating, okay? It's opposite Saturn, and so usually what that means is that there will be some, I don't know if I want to say hardship or difficulty, commitment. It's like, it's not just going to happen by itself. In other words, you need to commit yourself to doing the work to create whatever it is you want to create. Now, if you do it during this time, it's definitely going to have that beneficial energy, and it can last a long time. So this is definitely an excellent time to be doing this. It's also sextiling Uranus, so you get the benefit of the Uranian energy, and it's trining Neptune, so you get the beneficial energy of Neptune. So there's just so much good stuff going on in this chart at this time that you really, really, really want to decide what it is that you're committed to and put that into action. There's also going to be a Mercury trine to Jupiter, okay? So Mercury is in his own sign of Gemini right now, moving direct. You can probably feel how things have gotten so much easier now. And when it moves into Cancer, it's going to make an exact trine to Jupiter. So those 2 things, the Venus conjunction to Mars and the Mercury trine to Jupiter, happens shortly after this new moon in the waxing phase. Okay, so that's really beneficial. I would say probably within a few hours. There's a 7-degree orb between the new moon in Cancer and the opposition to Pluto. But the moon itself will move into an exact opposition to Pluto within a few hours. So this new moon takes place in the evening on Friday. So probably like Saturday, you'll feel the intensity of it because the moon will move into that exact opposition to Pluto. That energy may last a little while because of the fact that it's a new moon. So you get the 2 weeks of the building, the waxing of that moon, okay? The reason why commitment is so important at this time isn't just because of the Saturn opposition to the Venus-Mars conjunction. It's also because of Pluto. So, like I said, Pluto is flavoring this new moon so much that you really have to take that into account, okay? It's making this new moon what it is, okay? So like I said, a new moon is all about creating something new. It's in the sign of Cancer, so it's watery and emotional. It will touch you at a deeper level, okay? Because the moon represents your emotions and your subconscious, and the sun represents, in a sense, your inner ego, like your mission, your core mission in your life, your core ego, sense of self. And it's also an inner authority, okay? So the sun and the moon are so basic to your psychology that they tell you who you are, in a sense, okay? So you literally are creating a new you, in a sense. Now, Pluto, on the other hand, is all about the soul, the depths of the soul, and karma and transformation. And it's about empowerment. It's always about your sense of power and what you are intensely, almost obsessively committed to. Okay. And it gives you a sense of yes or no. There's no in between with Pluto. There's no sitting on the fence with Pluto. You get so intensely committed, almost obsessively committed, that it's like you can be unstoppable. If you really know what you want and you're really focused on it, you can be unstoppable. Now, we need to take into account the issues around power. Sometimes you'll see power dynamics come up in this kind of opposition, and that's why you have to commit to what it is you really, really want, because sometimes you may have to set boundaries where this is concerned, because there will be these power dynamics going on. Sometimes somebody might try to power trip you, like control you, because they're trying to use their power to dominate you, okay? And they're crossing boundaries. So in order to establish your own sense of power, you have to take responsibility for what you create in your life, and you have to set those clear boundaries. And if you have them clearly set in your mind, like all the way down to the cellular level, you don't even have to say anything. You project the energy of that boundary, and you don't have to worry. People won't cross it. If people are crossing it, then it means that you aren't truly secure in that boundary. And so you may have to communicate to other people what that boundary is. Usually when we're not feeling safe because we haven't truly committed to that boundary within ourselves, we express it in a somewhat obnoxious way, like can be really aggressive, even passive aggressive, like how dare that person cross this boundary? And we don't understand that it's because we're weak in that boundary. You only get triggered where you feel unsafe, okay, where you feel wounded. So in conclusion, the new moon in Cancer is on Friday, July 9th, and it's opposite Pluto. So you really want to think about what you're committed to. And it has to be something that's truly authentic for you, that empowers you, that you feel strongly about. Like, it can be intense. It can be even, like I said, somewhat obsessive. It has to be something that really, really matters to you. And once you know what that is, you can move forward just 100%. Okay. Don't let other people's negativity stand in your way. You know, that these are the lessons that we all have to learn. It's part of the transformation. Somebody's going to try to take your power away because they feel weak within themselves. They feel like they have to control you or take your power away, shame, blame, guilt trip you to to modify your behavior to make them feel better. Okay? That's not your job. Your job is to take care of you. All right, so I hope that you will enjoy this new moon and leave your comments below, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.